I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, teaching this word and believing in this word, Lord willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere in sound doctrine, and in the same Spirit, Lord willing that they all continue to endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwat Yom, believers of his faith and his truth. Lord willing you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. Lord willing to most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith. Right, Lord willing, the title of this lesson is going to be, I asked ChatGPT, do the elites watch the Hebrew Israelites? This is what they said. Do the elites watch the Hebrew Israelites? Yes. It's very likely that the elite governments, intelligence agencies, and other powerful institutions do monitor or watch Hebrew Israelite groups, especially those that are outspoken, organized, or influential. Here's why. Government surveillance of all activist groups. Many governments around the world monitor religious, political, and social movements, especially those that preach against the status quo or ruling powers, promote nationalist or separatism ideologies, are involved in street teaching or protests, gain a growing online presence and influence. The FBI, for example, has previously labeled some black identity groups under the umbrella of extremists, watch lists, even if unjustly or inaccurately. This shows they are aware and tracking. 2, the message threatens the system. It shows that this is a system. Yo, ChatGPT is AI, right? It says many Hebrew Israelite groups teach that America in the West is Babylon the Great, that the true Israelites are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, that judgment is coming to the world powers for their sins. These teachings oppose mainstream history and politics, so they are naturally of interest to those in power who want to control narratives and populations. Number 3, online influence is increasing with camps like GMS. It said GMS first. IUIC is trying to say Sakari and other gaining. YouTube presence, social media followers, street visibility. It's logical that elite and intelligent agencies would be aware and observe these developments. Number 4, biblical prophecies. Many Israelites believe prophecy confirmed this in Psalms 83, verse 3 and 5. We put a little sentence right next to it from a verse that's in Psalms 83. The nations have conspired to cut off Israel from being a nation. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, verse 1 and 3 in Apocrypha. The righteous man stand in great boldness with will shock the rulers, right? When you read it in the KJV, I think it's worded a little different, right? They're going to stand in great boldness in front of those that afflicted them. Revelations 11:11, the breath of life entering the 2 witnesses terrifies those who see them. When you read verse 10, the 2 prophets is the southern and northern kingdom, because in the time of after Solomon, Israel became 2 kingdoms, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Ezekiel 37, where, you know, when Yahushai do come back, we're going to be one kingdom, you know, under one stick, right? We're not going to be divided. We're not going to be against each other. It says it shows that the awakening of Israel shakes the powers of the earth, right? Because in that same verse, Revelation 11:11, right, going into the rebirth of Rome, right? Because when you go to verse 7, it's dealing with the time of the Renaissance, where Rome was getting reestablished through the time of the Renaissance, which is the rebirth, right? Verse 11, which is in the time of the 350 years. After the 350 years, now knowledge have increased. Daniel, the 12th chapter, in verse 4, the books are unsealed. Now we're standing on our feet, and the so-called, elites, those that are in power, which is a selective few in a round table that push out orders in the world, right? They're in fear, right? This is why the world is moving the way that it's moving. Now, otherwise, some people might think it's because of this or because of that. Matthew 24, days are getting shorter because of the elect. Everything revolve around this world is controlled through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And the wise men, starting with the 144,000, those that are on the earth, and even those that are in the spirit world with the Lord, right? They are the welfare of the world, right? So things revolve around the elect man, or just the elect in general. So the summary of this, yes, the elites likely watch the Hebrew Israelites, especially those who challenge their power, expose truth through scriptures, and gain influence. But remember, Isaiah 54:17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Now, AI is slick with that one, like the brother Yarmayana had showed him this too, right? It's really for the elect. Now, none of these weapons that are formed against us is going to prosper. But in order, to get the kingdom and everything that's going to come after, we must suffer, which this little moment now, this is a little suffering, and eventually we're going to get physical persecution, right? Don't think just because we going in ChatGPT, if the elite is watching us, right, you got to understand the outskirts of what's going in the scriptures. Revelations 12:12, they have a short time, so they're moving in haste. They're moving in haste with what? With their system of trying to have full control. If this is the last empire, they're going to go out with a bang. This is not like in the time of the Egyptians, when when Moses said, let my people go, right? Esau too stubborn, the Lord hardened his heart. He's not letting us go. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, has to take us from them, but he has to make the prophecies that he orchestrated through his word, and which is his pleasure, Isaiah 46:10, be fulfilled. Because all things that pertain to Yahushai and even the elect must be fulfilled. So for you brothers that's in this thing, being diligent, being sure, just know that the elite is definitely watching you. And this goes to brothers that be saying, I'm just saying this, that brothers be saying, or even women that, GMS, they about to do a video. Well, how is the elite going to watch us if the men of the Lord is not doing videos upon videos, teaching the volume of the book, right? And giving 100% understanding and sound doctrine? Why would they watch us if it's nobody teaching? We gonna only teach on one day? No, the men of the Lord is shaking their hand daily. Sometimes, of course, it's shaking towards Esau, but they even shaking the hand towards Israel. Wake your ass up. And even judgment to the 2/3 that will never get it, right? We need the men of the Lord to teach, to continue to feed the sheep while we actually have a chance to devour and consume this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Because this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is our riches while we're in this captivity. Lord willing, this was edifying, and it made you meditate and think. The least is watching, and even you sisters that that are learning under the feet of the men of the Lord, or if you have a husband that's actually being diligent in this thing, know that the elites, those that are in power, is watching. They're observing, not just only him, but all the men of the Lord that are in the same reflection, right? Because this truth is the most dangerous thing to Esau, right? And to the other nations, and to the 2/3. Because when all these things be fulfilled, it's over. It's a wrap. So, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. And the mighty Shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, teaching his word and believing his word. Lord willing that they all continue to endure and be sincere in sound doctrine in the same Spirit. Shalom to the Akwatiyam, believers of his faith and his truth. And the same to you. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith. Continue to strive, because if you want the kingdom as bad as you say you do, work even harder for it. If you want it, work even harder for it. Shalom, blah, blah, blah.